Hey, I wanted to show my CW app that I created. Anyway, if you want to use it, you can go to https colon // k5ccw codepractice.netlify.ap. Anyway, I created this basically to solve a problem. So Morse Runner, if you've used Morse Runner in the past, it is a pretty cool CW QSO training tool. And then of course, and there's another software called Ruffz, which is sort of like you listen to CW and then um, you key in what you've heard. And the idea is that you start with very simple things, move up to three-letter calls, three-letter words, and it tracks your practice. Well, the problem is those are a little clunky to use. They're on different machines. If I'm at work, I want to do a 5-minute practice session during lunch or something. I found it difficult. I was really looking for something that would be in a browser, and so I thought it would be kind of cool to try to. Well, I want to try to build something anyway with Claude. I've been hearing that you can do that. So anyway, it started off pretty slow, but I've built it out to where it's got basically three separate modes. You've got contest mode, you've got character mode, and you've got custom list. So you can create a custom list. All you have to do for the custom list is you just create a text file. And I had ChatGPT. I said make a text file of these characters, and then I uploaded a TXT file. It The way the browser works is if you clear your browser history, you will lose your custom list. But if you have the text file on your local machine, you can just re-upload it again. But back to the contest. So under the contest mode, we basically have uh, call sign trainer, which the way call sign trainer works is it just sends you one call sign. I'll give an example. So if I hit start session, well, I didn't catch all that call. It went a little fast, but if I hit spacebar, it repeats it. Oh boy. And see how, okay, I'm going to stop it. See how I now have in my log here. The yellow is what I keyed in. The green means it's good to go. Um, anyway, and it also keeps a leaderboard down here. So for each mode, there's a leaderboard, and has a graph. Um, you can also see your friends out here and what they've done in this contest. But I'm the only person who's gone in and done anything in this so far. So call sign is one of them. That's just straight call signs. There's no CQ calling CQ. There's no simulation. It's just a call sign. QSO runner is call signs and the state. So start session, hit CQ, and it's typing my call sign. You know, I apologize. I'm doing this when my brain. I think this is the call sign. There we go. Finally, it's getting kind of late. I've had a long day. If you key in the wrong call sign, you'll see what'll happen. It sends back the wrong call sign. Actually, well, there it goes. It's returning a bad call sign now. Let me hit stop here. So that's the mode. Now I haven't tested the QSO runner. It looks like it has a small bug in it, but SST and CW call signs, SST, and CWT. I have checked those many times. The SST contest. So if you're familiar with the SST contest that happen on Sunday nights and Friday afternoons, basically the exchange is the call sign, the name, and the state. So I'm going to back this. I'm just going to put the Farnsworth way down so I can actually do this. Call CQ. Oh, let me show you one thing. If the first time you call CQ, it does the full CQ. But if you don't want to have to call CQ every time, click this little checkbox called Pile Up, and as soon as you finish this QSO, you'll immediately get another. Call sign. So here's an example. So it's calling CQ, SST, K5, CCW. There we go. So when you hit enter, it sends the call sign back. 5NN. And I missed the name because I was talking. I think it's Ward. Yeah. Missouri. So see how it immediately started the new call sign, which I missed because I'm talking. Uh-oh. This is a P. What's his name going to be? Could be Ed. So I'm going to stop for a second. So see how everything's green? If you make a mistake, it'll turn red. And it keeps up with your QSOs per hour. Now I was only up here at the top. I was only doing 94, which is not my best. I think the best I've done on the SST so far, if I go to the top 5, is 132 QSOs per hour. Now that was during the day after I'd practiced a lot. My brain was much better. If you go to recent, you can see all your QSOs or all your sessions. Here's the graph. My idea of the graph was to try to track progress over a long period of time. Are we getting better? And it could depend on whether I've had coffee, the time of day, whether or not I practice a little bit. So I think seeing consistent growth, like past 132 QSOs per hour, seems pretty fast. I wouldn't expect it to be. I wouldn't expect myself to get much faster than that, but we'll see. And then the CWT is the same concept of the SST, except that it has name and a CW ops number. So let's just try that one real quick. Got this Farnsworth way down on 15. It's going to call CQ CWT in my call sign. Oh, shoot. I missed the whole thing. So obviously I'm not good at numbers, but we're going to try it again. So 2,993, I think, is the right number. There we go. So that's how it works. And so since I missed that call sign, I just hit spacebar. Oh boy, foreign calls get me. I think it's Axel. I'm going to have to repeat it. Yep, it is. And it's 1678. Actually, numbers to me are easier than names. So let's see if I got that right. And I did. It's all green. Everything's green here. So it's kind of a cool way to practice. Now, when I first started this, I was really bad, and I'm doing pretty bad right now. But having to repeat over and over in a true QSO, you would be hitting question mark. And that would be kind of embarrassing. But um, if they're going a little slower, you can catch them. So that's the contest portion of the software. If you go to character, CHAR, you can work on some really easy things. So I think I've even got it to where you could go down to letters. You could literally practice one letter at a time. So D, I, B, X, U, N, W, R, Z, and on and on. See, now it looks like now the leaderboard on this looks really good because you're showing. Now I've never actually done that before, and I haven't tested that. So, but 17 QSOs per hour. That sounds pretty. It counts it as a QSO per hour rate. Um, you could do numbers if you want to just test one number at a time. So 8, 1, 0, 2, 1, 8. Whoop, that was 7, 3, 8, and on and on. So the idea is that you can start basic and go all the way up. Now, one of the things that Ken KD2KW and Mark K5GQ, when I was learning from them back in CW Ops class, they would have me do states a lot because states are 2-letter. It's pretty easy to get to where you can recognize one character. Multiple characters start getting very difficult because your brain is still listening to the first character. But states, I've practiced states so much that I know them pretty well. So if you can know your states without having to think about it, it really does help your CW. Where I struggle, I'm noticing I struggle is when a call has HBK 6. There's a lot of WB8s out there, and those calls get me a lot. And then of course foreign calls get me. Some of the foreign calls will start with like an F. They'll do F4 something, and so my brain's not used to hearing those. Here in the States, if you hear a call, it's going to be K or W or N usually, or A when it is what it starts with. Well, I don't have to think about the first. I always know that there's kind of a rhythm to those. So you can do ARRL sections. I even have QSO words. I created a custom list for this. But one of the things when I first started in radio or CW is that I didn't realize that there's all these abbreviations out there that I needed to learn. Power, that's power. K, R, find business. OP, I missed that one. That's 73. YL, good luck, and on and on. So I think there's about 15 or 20 words in there. And one of the things that I thought would be helpful is as you answer, it puts the definition out here. So that way PWR is power. You'll hear a lot of these abbreviations in Morse code, and it was a real struggle for me because I would hear people sending things like FB, and I'm like, what character is that? Because they run it together a lot of times. Anyway, as far as custom goes, I did create a custom list. I created random characters, single letters of B, H, S, and 6 because I struggle with those so much. All I did was I created a text file, had ChatGPT do it, and I just uploaded it. In fact, if I click load file, it'll probably go right back to that wherever. It's probably my downloads, maybe. Oh, documents. I can't remember where I kept it. Anyway, I created a little text file and loaded it up. Or ChatGPT created it for that. So this is single. So if I want to try just single, I would go down here and start session. S, B. Oh, that was actually 6. See, I'm terrible with these. H, B, 6. See, so now single letters are pretty easy for me. What's hard is when I put these things together. So I created a 3-letter B, H, S, and 6 words, random characters. Oh boy, you want to see me mess up. So let's try it again. See, I get those wrong easy. So anyway, I'm not even going to try to embarrass myself with those. Those characters get me over and over. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So there is a light version. So I noticed when I was here during the daytime, I needed to see it a little bit better. Um, you can operate whichever way. One of the things that I do is I speed up my transmission speed, so I'm not waiting as long. And then I put the station calling at 20, and then I can change the Farnsworth. You can change the tone slightly. All that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the CW Trainer. When you first open CW Trainer, it'll ask you for your call sign and your name. If you do that, the database should save your progress. And there's a couple other options down here. I can't even remember what they're for, but let me know what you think.